Rusty's Crypto Cave here, and today we're going to do a little update on Xelis mining and go over all my overclocks that I'm using. Made up a little spreadsheet to show you all the efficiencies and all that stuff of all the different cards: 1660 Ti's, 2070s, 2080 Ti's, 3060 Ti's, 3070s, 3070 Ti's, and 3080s. I did have to down tune the 3080s a little bit because they were getting a little warm because it's been in the mid 80s the last couple days. So I down tuned them a little bit, backed off on the core clock just to lower the power usage a tad, and but they've been running pretty good so far. Temps are going to drop in the next few days, so I could probably put them back to where they were. Didn't really lose a whole lot of hash rate, so I'm not really too concerned about that. But as you can see here, I'm in my K1 pool. For whatever reason, the 6 o'clock Eastern time payout did not go through, and it was returned to my balance because I should have received about 0.67, 0.68 Xelis around 6 o'clock. So I had it set to give me payouts at every 0.5 Xelis. But whatever, it was returned. And you can see just the calculator thing is so screwed up yet. It says coins per day, 0.53 from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, or actually basically from 12 o'clock to now, which it is 7:18 p.m. on Saturday evening, May 25th. Its balance is 0.82. So don't rely on calculators. Hopefully everybody realized that by now. It's been a few weeks. So, but let's go into, let's see, do I start the spreadsheet first, or let's go into Hive. We'll hammer out the Hive rigs first. We'll start off with the 1660 Ti's. I've been messing around with the clocks in these a little bit. I was originally running plus 600 memory. In here, so 90 core offset, 1605 lot core, and I was running 1590 and plus 600. I just bumped it up to 1605 and 800. I think it's working a little bit better. The next one in here is going to be the 3070s, 3070 Ti's. So these are getting about 207 kilohash per card, 207.6, 207.7, so on and so forth. Anywhere from 155 to 162. So I think I did the average at about 158. So let's go hop over here to see the efficiencies. So there's the 90 offset, 1605, 800. Didn't do a locked memory on this one. Hash rate's around 64.5. Power average about 61 for an efficiency of 1.05. 3070 Ti's are down here. Core offset is 275. 1605 locked core. Memory offset is plus 1300. Right around 207, maybe even 207.5. Not super concerned about that a little bit. 158, and the efficiency is 1.31. Now let's hop over to MMPOS and start off with the 3080s. Here you can see I went down from 1605 to 1575. Hash rate didn't really change a ton. They're all around the 270 range, low 270s. There's a 267. But this one was overheating, so I backed that one down even more. So that one's only running at 1530. Watts are in the 190s-ish. There's some 180s, 185. And when I made this spreadsheet, they were pretty much all at the 1575, 1300, locked at 7001. Hash rate around 274. Average power was around 186. So this is probably slightly higher because I guess the temps are warmer. So that's the wrong one. Let's go back here. So average power 183, 94, 90. I'd say probably 192, 190 is probably good average. Well, let's just do a calculator. We got 192 plus 192 plus 196 plus 192 plus 186 plus 190 plus 190.6. And I'm not going to go through all these, Jesus. Probably 270, 271. That's probably close enough. 190.6. So, efficiency, 143.76. And drop that to 271. 142.18. So that's probably pretty accurate. Hash rate flux around, so it really fluctuates around. So it really depends on when that snapshot in time of what the power usage is and all that type of stuff. But you can kind of get a pretty good idea. The overclocks that Kr00tman posted 2 weeks ago, whatever, are pretty damn efficient. And they do very, very well. So let's look at the next rig. We'll go down to some of the older cards at 2070s. These I haven't really played around with a whole lot. The 20 series I notice aren't very good at Xelis. They're not horrendous, but they're not great either. Actually, the 16 series is better and more efficient. I could probably mess around and play around with the overclocks a little bit more. You can see like cores at 100%, memories at 41. Let's just play around and we'll do 1100 offset just to see if we get any change here. So you can see they're around 86, 86, 86, 86-ish. 85, 82, 90. See what they did for average on watts. 87.5. That's probably pretty close. 86.98. So out of all the cards I'm running on Xelis, those are the worst as far as efficiency. So we'll check back and see if that plus another 100 in the offset made any changes. Don't really think it's going to change it that much, but you never know. It may. Let's go back in. Usage is still all around 40. Actually, it lowered the hash rate. So it's even worse. Power is probably around the same-ish. Yeah, so actually the hash rate got worse, increasing the memory. So we're going to back that back down. Oh. So that was no bueno. So we'll put that back. Yes, that wasn't good. And 2080 Ti's. All these cards, like I mentioned before, these all need to be repadded and repasted. More so repasted than probably repadded, but I'm sure the pads need to get done as well. And you see, these are all pretty much right around the 138 and change range, as far as hash rate, power, 116, 119, 126, 112. So these are kind of all over the place as far as power usage goes. Let's see what they did for average power. 127. That's probably about there because there's a couple in the 130s. That's probably about right. Let's do the calculator again and 9 plus 126 plus 123.75. So we'll put that in there. And 138.2. 138.2 is probably consistent. $123.75. Well, not 1200 watts. That'll screw everything up. So 1.11. Not terrible, but nowhere near as good as the 30 series. The 30 series are very good and very efficient on this algorithm. So we'll pull those guys up. We'll get the 3060. I'm not gonna pull up all the 3070 rigs. We'll do the 3070 founders. You got one here hitting away at 200 kilohash, 194, 197, 200, 199. So all fairly close to the 200 mark. We'll just do this. The hash rates will probably change by the time I get done this. Divide that by 8. We got 198.5 is the average. And then we got 115.75. So 115.75 and 198. So even slightly better than I had on the spreadsheet before. So you can see they're all pretty accurate as far as that goes. Let's look at the 3060 Ti's. It don't matter. They're both. They're all the 3060 Ti's are all Founders Edition cards. And you see the memory usage on these guys is a little bit higher, so that's why I thought with the 2070s maybe you tweak it up a little bit, get a little bit more memory usage out of it, but maybe not. These are all 173.2. So I'd say probably 173.5 is probably a pretty good average hash rate. So they're going through all of them. Wow. Get out of there. And then power usage. I did it again. We'll go through and do this crap again. Let's see. 109 plus 101. Shit. I done screwed that up. $105.87. So 163.88. So, but for the most part, you can see they're all pretty much right around what I had them at. So 1.6, 1.7 efficiencies. The 30 series cards you can see are much more efficient than the 20 series. The 3080s not so much. I did mess around with a couple different things like 1575, 1605, 1470, which is like Pyron and Carlson and all those guys you could do. And these have been kind of the most efficient ones. I just, like I said, I lowered the core clock on the 3080s just to kind of lower the power usage on the cards, just to keep them a little bit cooler, just because they were getting a little toasty. Because there's 3 of them definitely could use a repad and repaste. The rest of them, most of the cards' attempts are all pretty good. Just that the one problem child is the worst of them, which I know for sure that could probably use the pad and paste job, which is this guy, GPU number 2 that I have down the core clock down to 1530, and the ASIC temp 71. They're all decent. These cards are all good. I don't know if these are all the ones that are copper plated, and then these are the ones that are not yet. So. Not sure, but overall, though, they're all running pretty damn good. I think Xelis Mining is going tomorrow. It will be 2 weeks that I've been mining it. And actually, I'll hop on here. And I have mined 36.7165376 Xelis for a total of $637.38. And that does not count the payout I should have received at 6. And then I'll have 4 payouts tomorrow and a handful of payouts on Monday for exactly 2 weeks. So I'm guessing I'm probably going to end up around the 750, 775 mark as far as Xelis mining for 2 weeks. So definitely can't complain. I am getting closer and closer to the Neoxa node. I'm well over 700K. Got 716, and I have 20-some thousand or so to send over. I was waiting until that 6 o'clock payoff to send them more, the trade and swap them out and send them over. But I'll have 21,000, 23,000 somewhere in there in the wallet waiting to come over. So I'll probably ship that over when I'm done recording, and then that'll put me up to just under, like say 740,000. So pretty much almost 75% of the way there. Like I said, probably the first week of June, maybe sooner, I'll be able to spin up that second node. But I think on the 28th is when I'm going to initiate the withdrawal process, just so I can get the free withdrawal at the end of the month. Whether I'm at $1 million or not, I'm going to do the withdrawal just so if a couple more days of mining and whatnot, and I can get the node up and running on node orbits. I'm going to spin it up on there just like the first one is. And then we'll start collecting some more Neoxa rewards. Hopefully Neoxa recovers because it's been freaking into shitter. Has not been. That's a pretty steep fall. That is a trend line in the wrong direction. So hopefully that turns around and then we can get back up in this high, almost to 0.003. It would be nice. But we'll see. The biggest thing is when the bull market kind of goes into full swing. Hoping I could get some really, really nice returns with this. Hopefully it's a smart decision. If not, lesson learned. Can't win them all, but and this is what it is. I'm kind of banking on it that it's gonna, not really banking on it, but I'm betting that it's gonna work out well for me in the long run. So the only time will tell. So we'll see. But other than that, that's about it. I'll just leave this off. If you want to screenshot this as far as overclocks, these are all the cards that I have it running on. My server cases should be here, I believe, on Wednesday, the 29th, I think it is, for the CMP 100-210s. So I'll be tinkering around with them on Wednesday to get them up and running. And I'm possibly doing either a live stream Wednesday or a live stream on the weekend on Sunday. Or maybe even Saturday night before Misfit Mining goes live. Maybe I'll screw around and do a live stream then. Not sure. I'll figure it out as it gets closer. And really all depends on what time UPS drops off the server cases. So that will determine how much time I have to mess around with them. So maybe Wednesday, maybe on the weekend. So, but I'll keep you posted, and we could go around, play around. I could do a spreadsheet. We could test some different. Ovalboard did a lot of testing on this card, so I'm going to refer to his video for a lot of the stuff. But what I'm going to do is probably try the algorithms that he didn't get a chance to, like Meow Pow. I don't think he ever got to do that yet. Fish Hash, and then I'm going to give it a whirl on Xelis and see how it works out on them. Xelis seems to be more of a core dependent algorithm, so it may not work the best. But it just kind of seems like it's a mix of core and memory, so it kind of uses more of the cards. So I know like Flux uses kind of a little bit of everything. So with Xelhash, so they might work out well. Who knows? But we'll get them spun up and get some testing on them and to see how they work out and see what type of hash rates we can get out of them. They may be total dog shit on Xelis. They might be monsters on Xelis. Don't know. So we'll have to mess around with it and find out and see how they do. Be interesting to see, because now that I shut down at the S19 J Pro Plus, I do have the available power. May have to move one or two rigs around or something like that, just because if something happens and I pulled full TDP, I think it's gonna be around 2,000 watts total, I think. So I just want to make sure I have enough headroom on one of the breakers that if I do need it, that will be good. So, but until then, we'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.